Guilt shaming is when we make others realize that something they have done deserves a lot of rebuke, some kind of a reaction, and then we tell them things like, oh my God, because you did this, you are this kind of person. Guilt shaming is bringing down another person so that you can use moral reasoning and moral positioning to bring another person down. And today I'm going to talk about why you should not guilt shame and why you should not, just if seven people are saying something about someone, it doesn't always have to be true. They can be people in your family or your friends. And I think it's also, I've always been against bullying. I feel one should never get against one person and attack them. For example, when a very famous actor committed suicide, his girlfriend was blamed for his suicide, and she was demonized, and everybody was against her. And people were quick to jump on this thing, and it felt as if somebody speaks up or stands up for her, being bullied and being guilt shamed. That person would be then also castigated alongside her. So most people fear this common vermin and they avoid getting into traps where they isolate themselves with a difference of opinion. I really feel that how you treat others is how you actually treat yourself. And if you allow society and its dictums to, rule your life and decide your prescribed path, I think somewhere you are doing yourself gross injustice. If you are saying that, this person is not worthwhile because they are doing this, or this person is not worthwhile because they come from this culture, or this person is not good because he is a certain way. If you're talking about politicians, the leaders of the world, and you are, quickly trying to find an opinion, I think most people just say things because they want to have some kind of an individual core or an opinion so that they feel that they belong somewhere, so that they feel that they have made their point clear. Most people get angry and triggered also because they feel that they should guilt shame other people into, being the version which the world expects them to be. Why should anybody be a version of what you think they should be? Why should anybody, not have their own mindset? Isn't it unfortunate that we guilt shame others so that we can drag them and and make them homogenized with what society expects out of them? And this is when we actually bring down other people by trying to make them feel guilty for the things they have done or said or acted. I think we are morally bankrupt. I think true morality is in a very simple quote: live and let live. And if you are guilt shaming others, somewhere you're also guilt shaming yourself all the time. By constantly pointing things out that is wrong with others, and by constantly criticizing others, by constantly guilt shaming others, I think we are shaming our own subconscious mind. And instead of doing that, what I think you should strive to do is to have empathy and peace in your heart. And peace in your heart cannot come from, looking at a headline where someone says, so and so did so and so. I am not giving you any examples because I don't want to get into it. I don't want to propagate any agenda. So I'm not giving you any examples as to how people actually use guilt shaming. But if I have to, at gunpoint, give an example, what would I say? I'd say many people feel that Modi is a dictator. I'm giving you an example. Everyone says Narendra Modi is a dictator and he is extremely pro-Hindu and he's extremely anti-Muslim. And what people do this so that they can find a reason not to vote for him. And people do this because, oh, it's so bad to have a minister in the middle who is only looking out for the Hindus. It's so bad to have a minister who is anti-Muslim, and a narrative has been set forward, and now people want to jump on that board and probably just find reasons to say yes, this is how he is. This is one example. We can also give another example. I think we constantly find things that are wrong in Pakistan, and we constantly say things like, oh, but this is what Pakistan is doing, and it's so bad. We're constantly trying to find weaknesses in our enemy. I think that's a very that's a very weak ploy, you know. There used to be a time where I did not understand Mr. Modi's mindset and outset, and I often thought everybody is just blindly following him. And maybe these people who are now jumping on the bandwagon of guilt shaming him and guilt tripping him, maybe these people were doing the same exact thing to those. Anyways, let me brush the blackboard. The conversation we were having, I'm just brushing the blackboard clean. I'm just wiping the blackboard clean. When we guilt shame, somewhere we think we are doing it outwardly, but what we are doing is we are limiting our own heart set and mindset and soul set and life set. And that is kind of causing some kind of disgrace. I think it's an extremely graceful event to be a human. And by actually maligning ourselves with interests which are outside of our own self. Why are you interested in agendas? Why are you interested in who's wrong, who is right? Why do you have to take a side? Why do you have to decide whether the Hindus are right or the Muslims are right or the Jews are right or the Palestinians are right or the Israelis are right or the Russians are right or the Ukrainians are right? They all are wrong, dude. They all are wrong. What if they all are wrong? What if you don't have to have an opinion just for the fuck of it? What if you don't have to, actually strive to attain some kind of individuality by expressing your opinion? Don't guilt shame people, because when you guilt shame people, somewhere you limit your own life's advent. Because once you guilt shame someone, something in your brain has said, okay, if someone does this, it is bad. And then when you do it yourself, you're doing it, dude.